The past week in Bitcoin was quite interesting. We saw the price start to tick back up, and most of that is because the Federal Reserve, they seem to be a little bit less worried about raising interest rates so quickly. They now are talking about the fact that they've tightened quite aggressively, and maybe they're going to cool off. Time will tell. If they do that, I expect that risk assets will have a good time through the end of the year. Now, speaking of the end of the year, we also know that Q4, fourth quarter, ends up being a great time for all sorts of assets, both in the stock market, Bitcoin, and other cryptocurrencies. As we've gotten into Q4, we've seen that start to play out. October seems to be a thing. It'll be interesting to watch what happens in November and December. But of course, all is not perfect in the land of Bitcoin. We see that publicly traded miners are under immense pressure. We had a filing this past week from Core Scientific, the largest publicly traded miner by hash rate in the United States. They've sold almost all of their Bitcoin, and they're dealing with all kinds of pressures from their debt and other financing payments. If we want to continue to see mining thrive in the United States, these publicly traded miners are going to have to be able to weather the storm, come out on the other side, and thrive in the next bull market. As you watch the Bitcoin market, the Fed is still in control. If they ease off of the increases in these interest rates, I think that Bitcoin will continue to go back up. But of course, no one knows what will happen, and many people are predicting even tougher financial situation in the future. Ultimately, we have seen Bitcoin sell off about 70% since its high in November of last year. And there is one school of thought that says if you were going to sell your Bitcoin, you probably did it over the last 10 or 11 months. But there's another school of thought that as the economic pain gets deeper and deeper, many more people will look to sell risk assets. I don't know what's going to happen in the future, and nobody else does either. What I do know, though, is that the Bitcoin metrics, the underlying fundamentals, continue to get stronger. Hash rate is hitting all-time highs. The Lightning Network nodes continue to go up. And ultimately, Bitcoin is more decentralized and more secure than it's ever been. That tells me that Bitcoin is going to be all right. Speaking of all right, FTX, they end up having a great platform that has 85% cheaper fees than some of their competitors. They also have introduced digital stock trading, and they sponsored this video. So if you want to support us, go check out FTX. Click on the link in the description. Let me know what you think about their product as they continue to push innovation forward in the financial and crypto markets.